What's up, good people, and welcome back to my channel where we bond over our favorite TV shows, trending topics, and everything in between that we care about. And one of those trending topics over the past couple days is the comedian Monique, who has decided that now was the time that she couldn't hold back anymore and that she needed to address Black women and the way that they present themselves in public. And specifically, she was addressing the newer trend of wearing the bonnets. I don't know how new really it is. I think it's just replaced the scarves and hair rollers that back in the day you would see some people wear. And so Monique thought it was time to use her platform to address this. And so let's get into her IG post and let's see what you guys think.
Hey, my sweet babies. So, um, it took me a minute to say what I'm getting ready to say because I want to make sure I'm not saying it in judgment, and I want to make sure I'm saying it from a place of love. Y'all, some of y'all have given me the title of Auntie, and I'm honored that y'all do that, right? But there are times where Auntie got to talk to her babies and say some real
Yeah.
So yesterday, I was in the airport in Atlanta because I'm in Jackson, Mississippi now at Chuckles Comedy Club, right? So when we got to the airport yesterday, I was excited, like, all right, baby, let's go get him in Jackson, Mississippi. And as we began to walk through the airport, I saw so many, actually too many to count and too many for me to tap. But I saw so many of our young sisters in head bonnets, scarves, slippers, pajamas, blankets wrapped around them, and this is how they're showing up to the airport. And I've been seeing it, not just at the airport, I've been seeing it at the store, at the mall. I've been seeing sisters showing up with these bonnets and headscarves and their slippers. And the question that I'm having to you, my sweet babies, when did we lose pride in representing ourselves? When did we step away of let me make sure I'm presentable when I leave my home? Let me make sure I'm representing the family I created so that if I'm out in the street, I look like I have pride in myself. And I'm not saying no full face of makeup. I'm not saying no full front lace frontal. I'm not saying none of that. All I'm saying is, could you please comb your hair? And if you don't want to comb your hair, they got enough shit out here now, baby, where you can style yourself up and look like you have pride. I'm not saying you don't have pride, but the representation that you're showing, someone would have to ask you to know that you had it. So my sweet babies, for the ones that do call me auntie, I love you for real. Even the ones that don't, I love y'all asses too. But the babies that say auntie to me, please listen to auntie. Always have pride in your representation of you. It's not to get a man. It is just your representation of you, my sweet babies. So I'm just giving y'all a warning. If I see you in the streets, in the airport, in the Walmart, and you got a bonnet on and you got slippers on and you looking like what the Nikki gonna tap you and say, hey, baby girl, show you what you worth. Show you what you deserve. So all of those posts that you see celebrities putting out there saying, hey, queen, hey, queen, hey, queen, well, can we start putting it into action? So I'm asking our wiser sisters, when we see our little babies out there looking like they just don't care, and I'm not saying y'all don't, it looks like it. Can we just tap them and say, baby girl, you deserve more than what you're showing. Represent you with pride, my babies. And that may be a part of us helping our community. Because if you look like you don't give a damn, how you gonna be treated? So when I say, hey, queen, I can only say it to the sisters that it belongs to. Because a lot of us are still in queen training. So if you're in queen training, stop being fearful of taking your position. And queens don't walk around with bonnets and headscarves and slippers and pajamas. That's for the house. When you go outside, represent you, baby, like you are worthy and you deserve the title of Hey Queen. Aunt Nikki love y'all for real, and I ain't never gonna BS you. Stop wearing them damn bonnets and head scarves looking like don't nobody give a damn about you, nor do you give a damn about yourself. Because you beautiful. So represent it. I love y'all for real, my babies.
Now, as I'm watching this, I just realized what I got on. But in my defense, she wasn't talking about men. And she also said, when you're at home, you can do this sort of thing. And I'm at home, as you can see. But of course, this was one of her IG posts. And so, of course, the internet has no chill. And the internet, of course, has a lot of effing opinions. So immediately, you know, she had a ton of comments. She actually had well over 3,000 comments by the time I checked it out, which was like a day ago. And so there was a couple that I pulled that she actually responded to. So I wanted to share that with you guys and get your opinions and give my thoughts on a few of them as well. So let's pull them up here. And so in this first comment, this Instagram user I thought went extremely hard, but you know, that's what people do when they're on the internet, hiding behind their keyboards. I've been victim of this too. But anyway, she commented, "Girl, you always trying to make yourself relevant. You've been canceled, beloved. We don't care how you feel." And so Monique actually responded and she said, "Wow, my sweet baby, relevant or not, I still care about you. Does it take relevance for you to care? If so, I understand why you don't. I love you and ain't nothing you can do about it." As the great George Wallace would say, "Now show the sisters that are coming after you that they are relevant and care about them, please. What you say?" And I don't agree with this Instagram user. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think though. But Monique is still relevant. She may have been blackballed by, you know, the big wigs in Hollywood, but she still has over 1 million Instagram followers. And, you know, I don't know what she has on her other social media platforms, but Monique is still definitely relevant. If she says something, it definitely makes a buzz like this. This is a prime example of how relevant she actually is. So I would totally disagree with that. And that's really harsh and disrespectful to our auntie, Monique. And the next commenter said, "Pride is a foolish thing to hold on to. Why can't I just wear what I want? Be comfortable, be myself, and love it without people thinking I don't care. What does it matter what I look like to other people?" Matters a lot, actually. They don't know me or my heart. My heart and spirit and mind should be the only thing that dictates whether I'm presentable enough to be in public. That's not true. Clothes and our outer appearance don't make the person. True, but it does make how people see you. And she goes on to say, "What's on the inside does. I love you so much, by the way. I binge watch the Parkers all the time." Well, at least she was showing love at the end. And so Monique responds, "Hey, my baby, you are right. However, how does one know what's in the inside when the outside looks like you don't care? Your heart, spirit, and mind should always want you to give your best. I love you, my baby." And I agree with Monique on that. Like, your outside should represent how you feel. And the truth of the matter is, even if, and this might be a younger person, I kind of think it probably is, but the truth is people treat you how you look on the outside. It's human nature, whether it's right or wrong. I won't necessarily get into that debate, but it's just a fact of human nature. People look at you aesthetically and they decide based on that kind of what category to put you in. And it is just a fact of life, whether you like it or not. Now, whether you want to participate or not is up to you. And just know that if you decide not to participate, it may hold you back in some ways. Okay, so this is a long one. So let's see if we can get through this. And I probably should have put my glasses on. But it says, "The problem here is assumption. You are assuming people don't care or don't have pride or dignity because of the clothes they are wearing, especially at the airport." Oh Lord, I'm gonna struggle through this because I'm gonna have to put my glasses on because we got some misspellings and punctuation issues and all that. So let's see what we can do with this one. So especially at the airport where people want to fly comfortably, you don't know what people do or don't have, what they do or don't feel good in, what they do or don't think looks good and flattering on them, what they go through. Okay, what Jesus. What people wear, what other people wear isn't really your concern unless they are covered in blood or something. Y'all judge appearances too much. You don't judge a book because it has a ready cover. What? You judge it based on what it feeds you. Worry about you. That's the only person you can control. That's true. Judge you. You have pride in you. Stop trying to tell people how to dress when you don't provide for them. You don't know them, but think they have no pride off how you see them in the airport one time. Oh, that's a question mark. You don't know them, but think they have no pride. Jesus, this got to be a young person. Okay, let's try this again. You don't know them, but think they have no pride off how you see them in the airport one time? Do better. Leave people alone. Mind your business. She was serious about that, or they were serious about that. I gotta quit misgendering people. Okay, and so Monique responds, "You are my business, sister." I don't know. A lot of these, well, this is the second comment that I'm going over, and I've, transparency, I've read all the comments that I'm showing you guys. But I guess for me, it just seems like a lot of the comments, well, I won't go too deep into that, but it just seems that some of these comments thus far against our younger people who basically are saying you can't judge a person by what they wear. It means nothing. Yeah. And I think that's a younger mindset. I don't know, maybe because I'm old. Okay. And so here's a shorter one, thank God. And so this Instagram user says, can Black women breathe for once in their lifetime? If I want to wear my bonnet in public, please mind the business that pays you. And Monique says, hey, my beautiful sister, you are my business. She's letting it be known. Y'all don't tell me, I'm telling y'all. Oh, I just noticed this. I think this is a this person actually has for their avatar Wendy Williams, which is kind of funny. Took a minute for me to notice that. But okay, so I'm just gonna go to the next comment, thoughts on it, but I think it aligns with other comments as well. And so the next comment says, have you had your thyroid check in? Okay, Jesus, it's not my reading, it's the wording. Okay, the writing. Okay, have you had your thyroid check in a while? Your neck looked a little enlarged. Just check, my sister, make sure you don't have an overactive thyroid. And so Monique responds, hey, my beautiful sister, I have, and just have a fat neck. Had it ever since I was a little girl, LOL. For some reason, the fat likes the rest right there. And I think Monique is saying the more weight that I lose, it shows even more. I thank you and I appreciate you for taking time out to notice. Love you to life. And I don't know if this user was trying to be shady, kind of like sweep around your own front door before you start coming for us. But nevertheless, I think Monique handled it very well. And then, when it comes to anything text related or, comments on social media, it's sometimes hard to read the tone. So I like the fact that that Monique was polite in the way that she answered and even made fun of herself a little bit. So who knows if that person was coming for her as a read or not. Okay. And so the next comment is, the only reason y'all think it is quote unquote ghetto or unkept is because white women don't wear bonnets. I don't think that's true. But the moment y'all see Kim K with one on, it'll be trendy. Leave us alone. Let us live for once and stop pushing your oppressors' views on us. It's ghetto. It's embarrassing. To whom? And when did the airport become a damn fashion center? Y'all gonna stop with the foolery and let people do what they want to do with themselves. And then Monique responds, hey, my baby, white women have nothing to do with this. This is, let me stop. This has nothing to do with our oppressors. This has everything to do with us. It's called representing yourself. If that's your representation of you, have at it. However, you attract what you are. Yeah, that's a little bit of a read at the end, Monique. But I agree with Monique in this. I guess in a way, I'm kind of leaning towards Monique in a sense. But the way I look at it is, I don't think Monique is saying anything about fashion show that you got to put on your Sunday's best, but she's saying don't come out in things that you walk around the house in, like pajamas and, a bonnet. And so the next comment is, a lot of women are depressed and just don't have the self-love to represent themselves. That makes others comfortable. Some people wake up to do just the bare minimum to get through the day. We need to uplift when we see a sister down and out. Tell her that she's beautiful and pray for her. When a woman feels good, it shows. So if you see her looking like that, she must not feel good, and that's okay. And Monique says, hey, my beautiful sister, you are right. That's why we must tap our babies and let them know just how beautiful they are. Now, this commenter, I definitely agree with part of what she's saying, that sometimes if a person is, down and out or even depressed or just not feeling their best, that it sometimes is represented in what they wear, and maybe, they may not look up to par. However, there are some people that is their fashion sense, or they look at it as there's no difference between being at home or being out in the street. I'm going to dress and be comfortable. And so if I'm at home and I'm wearing pajamas and house shoes and all of that, then I want to be comfortable at the airport, and I'm just going to wear what I want to wear that's comfortable, whether I'm at home or whether I'm at the airport. It's still the same gear that I'm going to wear. And I think that's a little bit different. I think that's more of where Monique is coming from, not those who may be not dressing to par or dressing their best because they're not feeling that great, but those who are wearing inside duds by choice. And the next comment is, how come when a Black woman presents herself in comfort, it means that we don't care about ourselves? This is very disheartening to see it coming from you. Nobody says that to women who are Muslim and wear hijabs. So why is anyone so offended that some women wear bonnets? It makes no sense. And Monique's response was, hey, my sweet baby. Everything is, hey, my sweet baby. Is it comfort or laziness? When you care about yourself, it shows. If you're comfortable wearing your bonnet and pajamas out in the street and it makes sense for you, then you are right. This would not make sense for you. However, when you present yourself like you don't care, how do you feel when you get treated or approached like you don't care? And I'm with Monique on this one, I guess, once again, where this is, you can't present yourself. And I feel like the commenter has two different arguments going on, because that's not what Monique was saying at all. And when you talk about women or people who wear head coverings for religious purposes, you don't see bonnets. You're seeing, scarves or some kind of headdress that is usually nicely wrapped and done, and, nice fabrics and colors, and there's some styling to it. I don't see them with, hair rollers and a scarf on top of it. So I don't feel like that argument fits with what Monique is saying. But Monique was also right, in my opinion, where she says, when you present yourself like you don't care, how do you feel when you get treated or approached like you don't care? And so it's true. It goes to my point earlier where I said that people are going to look at you a certain way based on how you're presenting yourself, and are going to treat you in respect to how they feel you appear. And whether, again, I'm not arguing whether it's right or wrong, but as humans, that's what humans do. And so, yeah, I feel the argument of bringing in a religion is a moot point, because that's not what Monique was saying. And when you see people wear head coverings for religious purposes, the great majority of the time, I've never seen anyone wear a head covering for religious purposes and it look, like they just woke up out of bed. I just haven't. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. And this commenter is basically saying exactly the same thing. There's religious representation in covering one's head. So to say someone doesn't have pride for wearing a hair tie is appalling. Besides, pride is what kills Black people. I don't know if I get that. Pride is what kills, like having Black pride kills us. I don't know. I'm a little lost on that. Help me out in the comments if you understand what that means. And then Monique responds, hey, beautiful sister, by no way am I speaking of our sisters that wear the coverings for religious reasons. I know you can differentiate our sisters in faith and our sisters that have bonnets and pajamas. So if pride kills us, then what's your suggestion? Exactly. Like, I don't get that comment. Pride kills us. I wish people would elaborate when they say such statements. But yeah, Monique is saying exactly what I thought she was saying, because this has nothing to do with women who are wearing head coverings for religious purposes. And she's basically saying you should know the difference in what I'm saying versus what you're commenting. And also, I haven't seen women wearing religious purpose. I have not seen bonnets. Again, usually they're headscarves. And I feel like even a headscarf is okay. I've seen women dress really nice and have a headscarf on. I don't feel like that's wrong in any way. Now, some people outside of our race may not get it, but I think that is fine when everything else is put together on you. Like, it can be style. Like, people wear head wraps. That's fine. Okay. And so let's see what this next comment is. They say, okay, but you done made a whole video in a full bathrobe in bed. I am unmoved. And then Monique says, hey, beautiful, where was I? I can hear that tone in her voice. And where was I? And she's right. I mean, she was in her hotel room, which she said she was. She wasn't at the airport sitting and waiting for her flight in that robe with no bra on. But this is the other piece, though. When you come for people, well, really, when you make any statement online, for the most part, that can potentially be a hot topic or rub people the wrong way. Anytime you make a comment like that, you gotta know that people are going to pick apart whatever they can, whether it's what you said, how you look, where you were, you name it, they're gonna find something to pick apart. And so Monique, being who she is and being, a mega celebrity for all these years, should have known that getting on that camera in a robe with her itties, not in a bra, not tied up, that somebody was going to call that out. And her hair, braided. It was braided really nice. Looked like she got a nice thick braid of hair. But anyway, let's go on to the next comment. Okay, and so the next comment we have is, Mo, we're just about the same age, so I'll affectionately call you sis. Sis, no shade, sincerely. Why is there such a fuss about wearing bonnets in public? Now, I don't agree with wearing pajamas in public, but a silky bonnet doesn't look all that bad worn outdoors to me. Again, I don't see what all the fuss is about, especially if she plans to sleep on the plane. And I mean, the bonnets are now like very stylish. They come, it's so many people selling them too. They come in different styles and all of that. I don't know. I get it. I get the purpose of them, and I understand that women wear them so their hair. Hell, I got braids, so I got a nice length of hair myself, and so you see it's tied up right now. So I totally get needing to wrap your hair, and especially if who knows, you're flying, and maybe when they land, they are literally going straight to an event, and they need their hair not to be all tousled and all of that. Who knows? I think too, the other piece is that it's become a trend, and that was kind of her other piece of the argument with it, or her statement was, she admitted that it was so many people, too many for her to tap and, say, hey, beautiful, you ain't look so beautiful. But no, I think that's part of the issue. Like, it's become a trend. But if the way I look at it is like, it's done. This is Monique saying what she's saying is not going to end this trend, because it's just like, When I was younger, I think, I don't know, maybe once I graduated high school, right out of grammar school, that was when the men or boys sagging pants came out. And we know that, that stems from prison or whatever. And that's about the time that it started to really take off. And there was a lot of controversy around men with sagging pants and, a fight to say, be more appropriate and quit, you look like a bum or you look like, you're from the streets or a thug or whatever. And now it is just a part of fashion. It just is. Now, there's still older people who have an issue with it, but it is just a part of fashion at this point. And so the bonnets might be that next trend, especially on the female side. Hell, maybe on the male side too. Okay, and so this next comment is, but she's on social media in a bathrobe. Somebody else calling her out. Not saying I disagree with her. I totally agree. But leadership comes with being the example. Love Miss Monique and mean no disrespect at all. And I could see that. I could see that. I think if you're talking to someone about presenting, how to present themselves, like they love themselves or care about themselves, I understand that she was in a hotel room, and I'm probably sounding like I'm contradicting myself, but stick with me. And I probably am. But because she decided to make an announcement or PSA, public service announcement on her huge platform, maybe, she should have been a little more conscious of how she was also appearing, even if she was indoors. And I get her point. Like, I'm in my hotel room, I'm comfortable, and I'm saying that it's okay to wear a bonnet and pajamas in those situations. It's just, it's optics. It's optics. So I get where this commenter is coming from. But then somebody would have said, probably, you all dressed up because you rich. You think you better than us. So who knows? Okay, so the next comment is, pride doesn't come from what you wear. Pride starts with a mindset, and some of y'all try to appease and conform to white culture and society. I am a businesswoman. I wear what I like. If you want to judge me based off of what I wear, so be it. But when I open my mouth to speak, you will know what type of pride I embody. Black pride. But the other commenter said, black pride kills. Okay, so I am a multifaceted woman, also known as the original woman. Is that her name or something? But anyway, my culture sets, oh, that's what she means. Black women are, yeah, okay, I get it now. She's saying, yeah, black women, black culture is the source. She says, my culture sets trends and defines the culture. True. I wear what I want and I do what I want. I'll never let this Eurocentric society define me. I wear a head wrap to work with a business suit, and I'm unapologetically me. I get, why am I reading it like she's so angry? Oh, like they're so angry. I will say that I agree with this in the sense of, oh, she said original woman. What am I saying? So I don't have to wonder what gender this commenter is. So I agree with her in the sense of, like I said before, if you're wearing a nice suit, you're looking good, you're dressed professionally, and you have a head wrap on, there is nothing wrong with that. That's style. That's, your hair doesn't have to be exposed for you to be considered dressed appropriately. And I don't necessarily think that's what Monique is saying either. I think she's talking about people who come out looking bummy, and not looking like someone people would necessarily want to build relationships with. I think that's where she mostly is coming from. Okay, and this next comment is, you are absolutely right. I am an employee at an airport, and not only are you correct, but they also come with hair and rollers. Yeah, I mean, that, I don't know. So that's not necessarily a new thing. Like, she's saying she works in an airport, or they're saying they work in an airport. And so here's a person vouching for what Monique has basically said, which is, this is becoming a trend or an epidemic. It's becoming an epidemic. And so she's saying, basically people are looking like they have jumped out of bed and they're getting on airplanes. And so really, if some of them are looking like that, they probably ain't jumped in no shower either. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. All right, let's see who's next. So this commenter says, good morning, Mo. You know I love you, but you might be a little off this morning. Now, hell no, I'm not putting no house slippers on while walking through the airport. I do wear bonnets. Some people have their own brand of bonnets, which they are representing their brand. I feel you all day because I used to work for the Board of Education and I couldn't stand seeing my people come to the school with the hair all over the place and pajamas on. But that doesn't mean that they are not a queen. And I get what this commenter is saying now. I'm pretty sure the majority of these people do not own a bonnet company. So I don't know. People stretching some of this stuff. But and I don't know. She said bonnets, and it's like some people are locking in because she said bonnets because Monique said bonnets and pajamas. And I think some people are really locking in on a bonnet thing, but I think she's also talking about an overall look. And so even this woman who works for the Board of Education is, talking about, people who come with hair rollers, even to the school and in pajamas to take care of business with their children. Again, that's not new. I ain't been in school in 30 some years. And so even when I was in school, that was a thing. Like there was some parents who would come and we would make fun of their children, of course. And, some of them would be highly embarrassed. It's always been on TV. You would see it as a joke or a skit of some sort. So I know sometimes people like to act like things are new, but there's pretty much nothing new under the sun. It's just things that are repeating themselves. So people not dressing well and coming to take care of business is not new. Again, I grew up seeing that. Okay, and so what does this commenter have to say? They say, when Generation X showed up, we were taught when you come out, represent family. Have pride in representing yourself to the best of your ability. Well said, Monique. I'm a Gen Xer, and I'm just going to say we had issues too. I just gave the example of the, guys with the sagging pants and all of that. And I will say there was a level of traditional teachings that I think have definitely died by the wayside even more with each preceding generation. But I'm not going to sit here and act like Generation X was just, we had it sold together. There was some level of traditional teaching, but it depended on your household. Really, it did. But again, nothing's new under the sun, no matter what people say. Okay, and this commenter says, I love you, Mo, but you're in a billion viewer app platform with a robe on and no bra. She called her out. I noticed that too. I understand the message, but the problem is people don't lead by example. So again, here's somebody else calling out Monique saying, hey, you're telling us to dress a certain way, but you got your itties, free flowing all over the place on a video that you posted to your millions of followers on IG or 1 million followers on IG. It's true. Okay, so the next commenter says, who wants to be fully dressed on a flight? And if you in a damn mall or at a store looking like a bum, so what? You're there to spend money. And I yelled because they yelled. All caps. Yeah, this got to be a young person. Well, for one, they did all caps. So that says a lot. And versus the. But anyway, yeah, that sounds like a young person saying that. It don't matter what you look like unless you're spending money. That's not true, in my opinion. But y'all let me know what you think about that particular statement. Okay, the next one. It's not judging. It's simple. I was taught as a child when a woman leaves her home, you leave with some upkeep. Hair done, clothes clean and ironed, clean panties, and perfume. I teach my daughters that as well. Take pride in yourselves, wash y'all asses, and keep the bonnets at home. There's no comments needed for that. She kept it. I'm sorry. They basically kept it just as it is. There's no question. Okay, so the next comment is, if you see me in the streets and do anything but mind your business, you will get cursed out. How dare you try to belittle and discredit a woman? How dare you try to tell us we're not queens because of a hair wrap? We are battling various battles. And here, some people love to list out things that are just a little extra. But anyway, trauma, abuse, depression, postpartum, mental illness, job loss, financial struggles, child loss, PTSD, grief, entrepreneurship, breastfeeding, and so much more. I'm surprised she didn't list more. You don't what ounce of energy it I think she's trying to say. I think they're trying to say you don't know what ounce of energy it took for us to even get up in the morning. So yes, my bonnet is on while I handle my business and you mind mine. And then they're actually advertising somebody's bonnet as well, somebody's bonnet company. I get what this person is saying, but again, all these people who are on this trend ain't having all these issues. It's become a style or a trend, and some people don't see it as being the issue that it could be for them. The next comment, thanks for caring enough to tell the truth and not being scared of losing followers. A true queen indeed. I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Because some people just get offended. Like if you say anything that is outside of their belief system, they will unfollow. And it doesn't have to be like discouraging or anything like that, but just anything that they don't believe. Like you can comment that you like a character on a TV show that they don't care for. And the next thing you know, they're cursing you out and unfollowing you. And so, yeah, I'm sure she probably lost a few followers from this. It is what it is. It probably gained a few, or probably gained even more because that's usually how it works. So, yeah. Okay. And so the next comment says, I can't take no one serious who gives advice in a bathrobe without bras. A few people calling her out because of that. Next comment. I love you, Mo. Before hearing you so lovingly explain it, my thought was we should be able to rock whatever and however, but you are absolutely correct. Thank you for helping me change course in such a loving way. This is good. And so that goes to show basically to my last point that Monique did Monique did win some people over. And so here's a person that she won over with what she had to say. And so this commenter said, let's address what fed this behavior. Children raising themselves. Everyone is addressing the symptoms, but not the disease. I don't think this embodies the whole reason for the issue, but it probably plays some level of a role in it, but I don't think on a systemic level. I think it's more, this is what they're seeing. This is a trend thing. Like I said, sagging pants when I was growing up. Doesn't mean people didn't have families raising them. All right. And this comment says, thank you, Queen Auntie, for helping the people. Because we men love women to look their best, especially in public. There's a few men who need their back toe up too. I don't know what that means. Back toe up too. Comment below if you know what that means. I was at the airport and seen my black brother in a whole bathrobe and slippers, fake Versace. And I wanted so badly to let him know. But I realized in that moment, it was all about relationship and we didn't have one. So thank you, Queen Auntie Mo, for using your relationship and platform to help your sweet babies. Yeah. And again, her post and comment was about women and bonnets and pajamas and not looking their best in public. But again, to my earlier comment, it's not really just about women. It's about men as well. Like men have styles or trends of things that aren't looking that great that they're doing as well. And like you said, it's become that damn Versace robe that everybody and their mama got. And like he said, the fake ones that are out there, people are looking at that as like fashion. Like I will just wear this robe because it costs, like $1,500 or something like that. But anyway, Yeah, so it's not just a woman issue. I think it's more of a generational situation going on here. All right, and so the next one is, I hear you, Auntie, but respectfully, I am over people policing Black women. I have yet to see pieces or anyone making a video about Black men wearing do-rags, gym shorts, white beaters, and Nike sandals with tube socks out in public. I don't know. I just never judge a Black woman wearing a bonnet or whatever, especially to sit in a cold plane for however long. Those planes do get cold. The fact that Black women go the extra length to continue to care for their hair by wearing a bonnet should be seen as proud and unapologetic, kind of like with do-rags. Now, I will have to disagree as a male, a Black male. I have definitely seen and heard Black males be called out for the do-rags, the gym shorts, the white beaters, and the sandals or Nike sandals with tube socks. I've definitely heard it. There are videos on YouTube. You can search Kevin Samuels, who many people don't like, but he even talks about that sort of thing. So, and I've heard it many other times, even growing up in talks. I guess she's not in those male spaces, so maybe that's why she thinks that. But anyway, who's next? All right, and so the next person says, you're late. They showed up to their child's school dressed like that. Most kids are so embarrassed when their parents show up with rollers in their hair because other students ridicule them when the parents leave. Again, this ain't new. This was happening 30 years ago when I was in school. The same exact thing. Okay, next commenter says, takes a certain level of a woman to understand what she said. I'm speaking for myself because the naive side of me was like, girl, bye. But the queen side of me was like, she's onto something. I can do better every single time I step in public. Impressions are everything, and I want to make the best one each and every time. And there's a way to be presentable without necessarily being dressed up. Thank you, queen. And Monique replies, can you feel this big old country hug? Love you, my baby. But yeah, this is basically the point that I made earlier as well, where I said it doesn't mean you have to be dressed up to be presentable. And that's not what I got from what Monique was saying. And I would assume from her reply to this young lady as well, that's exactly what she meant. That's why she wanted to give her a big old country hug. Love my baby. Yeah, and this was another person who was converted. So her message reached some people, obviously, which is good, I guess, you know. So yeah, that was basically what people thought in regards to Monique's PSA, public service announcement, about, you know, how we dress in public, the bonnets and pajamas, and specifically she was talking to Black women. But let me know what your thoughts are. I mean, I know when I personally go to the airports, I like to be comfortable as well, because, you know, when you're on those flights and I'm a tall person, like I don't like to be restricted. So generally I will wear, you know, joggers or something like that when I go. I don't wear pajama pants and all of that, but I'll wear a hoodie and some joggers for sure, because I like to put the hood over my head to keep all that cold air away from me, as well as when I take a nap, I like to have it, you know, over my head. And that's just me. I like to be comfortable. I don't know. It's not professional dress whatsoever, but I'm also looking like I've showered and cleaned and actually put some thought into what I have on. That's the difference. I don't look like I rolled out of bed and just went to the airport. So let me know what you think about what Monique said in the comments below. And I plan to actually do a live and we'll, you know, broach this subject again. So make sure to look out for that. And also do me a huge favor and like this video below if you haven't already. And if you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed as of yet, please show me a little love and hit that subscribe button so you can join the EOV family, which is the most evolved family in these YouTube streets. So with that, until next time, until I upload the next video, make sure to take care and be blessed. Peace.